There are a few things to check up on at the end of your Canvas course, and we're going to go through a few things. This is going to be a quick and easy video just as a big overview of things to check out. So the one thing to think of is, do I have my content backed up? I would always suggest having your content backed up at the end of every course. That way you can go through and import that in, or if something happens, you'll have a copy of it. You can do that in settings, and in fact, most of the stuff that we're going to look at is going to be in settings. Now, one thing you won't have to do, you won't have to go through here and conclude the course because it should already be set up so that it concludes automatically. But I'll show you how that looks. So I'm going to go down to my settings, and you do have this option to conclude this course, but that's something that you shouldn't have to do. I'll go through what you need to check in just a minute. The one thing we're going to look at is this export course content. And when I do that, it gives me a few options, a quiz or a course. I'm just going to choose the whole course. And then I'm just going to hit export. And it may take a bit, depending on how much you have there, but it will give you an actual copy of what your course looks like. That way it can be imported again into Canvas at any time. Now, this is merely just a backup option. Yeah, I'm big into making sure you have plenty of options available, so having a backup is a good thing. When I go back into settings, the other thing you need to check is make sure that your participation isn't set to course. Make sure it's set to term, because term will take over and use the date set in PowerSchool as your course start and end dates. So that means you won't have to go through there and conclude the course. It'll just happen automatically. If you change it to course, then that's something that you manually control. So you set that. So likely that you have the start date, but the end date doesn't automatically appear. So your students will have access to this course even after the course is over, which you may want it that way, but most teachers would prefer that students that no longer have their class no longer have access to the course. So those are just a few things to make sure to check on. If you have questions about getting the next semester or the next courses set up, just reach out to Instructional Technology and we'll be happy to help.